Tonight we're grilling burgers. We've got some of these black Angus Cattleman's Ranch unseasoned that we got from Aldi. These usually work out pretty good. They're frozen, but they taste really good over a charcoal fire, and they taste pretty good over a gas fire too. Kind of like the steaks I cooked the other day. I put a little Lee and Perrins in there. Just gonna marinate these while the fire's starting. And we got the Dales. It's gonna be pretty salty with that on it, so I'm not gonna put a ton of extra salt. But we'll put a little bit. And we'll get some pepper. Did you want pepper on yours? A little onion powder. My camera lady doesn't want onion powder on hers. And garlic powder. Nothing too crazy. All right, so we're gonna let that sit and we're gonna start the fire. This was all Kroger had left. Things are still frozen here for the most part. So just like with the steaks, I've got a chimney starter full of charcoal here, but unlike when I did the steaks, tonight I'm gonna use something other than newspaper. This is just like a little bunch of kindling kind of wrapped up. My dad turned me onto these. I don't know if it's called a haystack or maybe a bird's nest. I don't know if you can see that. But this is great for starting a fire. So there's no newspaper under the bottom this time, just charcoal. And I'm not doing this because I'm cooking burgers instead of steaks. It's just a different way to start the fire. It lights really easy. And it's just enough to get this whole chimney full of charcoal going. And just like before, we're gonna let this run until there's flames coming out of the top. All right, just like before, this is what we're looking for. The flames are coming up out of the charcoal at the top. That means it's ready to dump into the grill. And unlike last time where I was doing indirect heat, I'm just gonna spread these coals over the whole surface of the bottom of the grill evenly. You gotta be careful when you're doing that. It takes a little bit of practice. Just do it quick. I have a special pair of tongs that I use just for the charcoal. I wouldn't use these for the meat, but I keep these outside, and it's just to, you know, spread the charcoal around. If you're wondering what that is, I have no idea. Something the kids had out here. I think it's a swimming pool. Still got snow on the ground here. An icicle came down. It's like day 5, day 6 if you counted the night it snowed. I went to work today. The roads were a little bit bad, but mostly just in the neighborhood. And then it was fine once you get on the interstate. A little colder tonight than it was yesterday. Okay, so the coals are spread evenly. The fire's pretty hot right now. I'm gonna put the top on and just let those coals evenly coat with like a white coat of ash before I put the burgers on. Go ahead and scrub the grill with the brush. I just spray it with some, this is, I guess that's the Aldi version of the canola spray. Some of that fire gets up there, you just kind of let that cook off. The tip here is, if you take once you have the coals like this, if you take the lid off, it's actually going to get hotter. And a lot of people think, you know, you leave the lid on, it's like an oven and it would get hotter. But when you take the lid off of a grill, there's air that is fueling the fire underneath and making it hotter. So the grill is always going to get hotter when the lid's off. Okay, the burgers have been marinating for about 30 to 45 minutes. The fire is definitely hot, almost too hot, but when I cover it, it'll cool down a little bit. I think this is a good place to start. Okay, so 6 Angus burgers on the grill. I'm gonna cover the grill, and that'll slow those flames down a little bit. And maybe I might move this over to this slider here, this ventilation is, this helps you control the heat of the fire. So as I close this off, theoretically, we should have less heat. One of the great things about these Weber grills is they do have a thermometer on the side, and you'll see that go up. It'll probably get up to 400, maybe 500, as I leave that on there. I really don't want to flip the burgers more than once. That will help keep them tender, keep them juicy, and you just don't want to be moving the meat that much around on the grill. In case you're wondering, we are going to put cheese on these. When you put the cheese on, if it starts doing this, you don't want that. So just cover the lid, and then those flames will go out, and your cheese will not get burnt. See how it's kind of tapering off those flames? Once you close the lid, that's what you want. You don't want your cheese burnt. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. Look at that. That's what we're looking for. Melted cheese. It's time to take these up.